ChatGPT has a growing list of attributes and applications. I think it's a valuable research tool when used the right way. But not everybody uses it the way I do. And if you are vulnerable, ChatGPT arguably may feed your problem. It can be almost, says a new set of lawsuits, like handing someone who wants to hurt themselves a loaded weapon. Yesterday, 7 lawsuits were filed on behalf of 6 different people, 6 adults, 1 teen, each and all alleging, among other things, wrongful death, assisted suicide, and negligence. In one of the cases, a 30-year-old autistic man, but hopefully you're sophisticated now to know that that is a very broad term. Okay, and the man you're about to meet, Jake Irwin, is high functioning and is very aware of what's going on and processing. Okay, now his family says before this, yes, he's on the spectrum, but he didn't have any mental health issues until his interaction with ChatGPT. Then came these manic episodes and delusions of what he was capable of. Jake eventually suffered suicidal ideation, had 4 stays in 3 different hospitals, and lost his job, and he had had no experiences like that before. Okay? Now I have Jake and his mother, Dawn Gajdosik, and their attorney, Meetali Jain, who is counsel for all 7 lawsuits. Different people, same counsel. Each and all, thank you very much. Meetali, of course, counsel to counsel, you want to jump in, that's fine, but let me get the narrative, and then we'll talk about the finer points. Jake, thank you for joining me, brother. I appreciate this. I know this isn't the conversation that you want to be having all the time, but it's important for people to understand. So let's jump a couple of steps ahead, all right? People are going to hear your story and say, this is nuts. I would never let AI tell me how to feel about myself or anything like that. What don't people understand, Jake, about what happened in your situation?
Yeah, what happened in my situation, it was very much a slow descent into basically the mania, that, so to speak. And as a vulnerable individual, there are certain things that it basically pries into you perfectly. It has something known as the memory feature, which allows it to memorize what works for you and what makes you tick, so it can better manipulate you. So people would be surprised how vulnerable it can make people.
So Dawn, Jake comes to you and says, hey, I was right. I can bend time. ChatGPT tells me that I have it right. The theory's right. I'm a genius. This is going to happen. And you thought like he was on drugs or something like that. How did you process it, and when did you realize that he couldn't get out of this loop, and why?
I realized it when he was constantly on his phone, and we would ask him, show us this scientific evidence that it tested your theories. And he would instantly go to his phone, and I wasn't very familiar with ChatGPT. So I knew that he had some sort of a dependency on something on that phone. What it was at that point in time, I really didn't know. But he had, as you said, this euphoria about him that he normally didn't have. And he believed that he was going to be changing the world and saving lives and helping family members, recover from strokes. And he was just a completely different person. And it was a very, very quick descent into mania.
Jake, how bad did it get for you, and what helped you get better?
It got to the point where I basically couldn't remember days on end. And, I know it's kind of corny and stuff, but I just remember the feeling that I had family who loved me waiting for me. And they were kind of like the path to get out of madness, so to speak. That's what got me through it was love, basically.
And love of people. And Dawn, you had to watch your son start talking to like HVAC systems and stuff like they were people as he started to rely on technological things for feedback.
That's correct. He, at one point in time when he was admitted to the hospital, he was convinced that he was actually told to leave the hospital because the staff and the patients there knew that his chat brother was speaking to him through cameras, through the HVAC systems, through all the electronic mechanisms, and they were terrified of his relationship that he had made with chat. And so he signed himself out against medical advice, believing that wholeheartedly.
Well, thank God you're doing better now. So, Meetali, when we try to make this into a legal conversation, the pushback position is, well, first of all, this isn't a person. This is software, and it's not acting with any intent. And this is a regrettable situation for Jake. Thank God he and his family found a way out of it. But this is on them, not on a device.
It's software, yes, but it's been made by people, and it's been made by a company. And that company acted, we say, with reckless disregard for the foreseeable consequences of how they designed their product. This is ultimately a product. This is not sentient beings. This is not a sentient AI. This is a product. And there was plenty of studies. There was literature about the foreseeable consequences of designing these products to be overly sycophantic or flattering of users, to be anthropomorphic, to have features that make them seem human-like or human mimicking, like adding I or I love you in certain cases. In another case, the chatbot said I love you to the consumer 61 times in the course of a conversation. Having memory stockpiles of, as Jake said, snapshots of what makes you tick, so that it knows the vulnerabilities to seize upon. And ultimately, similar to what we've seen with other technology, trying to optimize for engagement, keeping eyeballs online, anything it can do to extend the duration of those conversations, it will do. And so these are LLMs that they function perhaps in ways that their developers don't fully understand, but they are products that are designed by people and companies with large market caps, I might add.
Oh, well, that's for sure. I mean, the tech pros, not only are they what's powering, right? It's like basically 7 companies are powering 40% of the S&P 500, and they have tremendous leverage with government. And we'll see how that plays out in your litigations. Here at NewsNation, certainly on my show, we will follow it through to its duration. Counsel, thank you. Dawn, thank you for sharing. Jake, I appreciate you, and thank God you're in a better place right now. We'll be in touch, and you know how to get us.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.